Would you ever visit a Ouija board museum? Now, based on the many stories that I've heard about Ouija boards growing up, this was a visit that I planned on skipping while I was in Salem. But as I made my way up and down Essex Street, there was just something about the Salem Witch Museum that piqued my curiosity. Now, I have to tell you, this is one of those places where if you blink, you might miss it. But in order to find it, you're going to go to 127 Essex Street. It's tucked away inside of a store. So you go into the store, and when you look straight back, you're going to see a sign that says Salem Witch Board Museum with a rather large entrance sign. Go up to the desk or the checkout counter. That's where you're going to pay your fee to get in, and you're going to go right through this little archway pictured here. So again, I should add that this is one of those places that I fully planned on skipping during my visit to Salem. And while I'm not super scary about certain things, I tend to be somebody who doesn't like to tempt fate. Again, though, I felt like I needed to see it, and I am so glad I did. And when I walked in, I did expect to be a little spooked out. Again, I've heard about Ouija boards growing up. My parents warned me against getting them. They never bought them. My mom had a bad experience with one when she was younger, so they are banned in my household, to include things that even resemble a Ouija board. So you can imagine when I walked in, I expected to be a little creeped out. Now, don't get me wrong, there are certain parts of the museum that are truly creepy, but alas, this experience was one of the most positive and informative that I had while I was in Salem. And I walked in expecting it to be a self-guided tour, but this was not the case. The owner of the shop, who owns over 1,000 Ouija boards, was right there and ready to explain the history of Ouija boards, the lore behind them. He'll tell you about some of the boards that he has. He'll walk you through the entire museum. It is an incredible experience, and I didn't expect him to be so attentive, so that really made my day. There's something really cool about watching people in their element and the joy they get in telling you about the things that they're interested in and sharing that knowledge. That's something that happened while I was in the museum. I left feeling more informed, as I mentioned, than I did when I walked in, and that's something that I had no expectation of whatsoever. I expected to go satisfy my curiosity, get a little bit of a scare, and walk out feeling just like I did when I walked in, but that's not the case. You go over the lore of the Ouija board, how it got its reputation, how people have used it, some of the scarier events surrounding it. This was a great experience. Now, because it was the second week of September when I went to Salem, I probably would not expect it to be near empty when you go if you're going closer to Halloween. In fact, I would expect it to be packed out. But if you find yourself in Salem and you're walking past this museum, go ahead and walk into the store, walk through the museum, and enjoy yourself, because you're not going to have another tour like this. This is one of the best tours that I had while I was there, one of the best experiences. And again, with somebody who grew up with all of the stigma surrounding Ouija boards, and personally, I still will not buy one, this is an experience that I wouldn't pass up. And if you see this and you are the owner of the Salem Witch Board Museum, please know this was by far one of the best experiences that I had while I was there. And if you see this and you're the owner of the Salem Witch Board Museum, please know that I really thank you for your attention during that tour. I thank you for taking the time to walk me through your museum and show me all of your boards and tell me the stories surrounding them. And again, if you ever find yourself in Salem and you find yourself walking up and down Essex Street, stop by 127 Essex Street, walk through the store, and check out the museum. Anyways, I want to know if you guys would check out the Salem Witch Board Museum. Let me know if you've gone. Let me know your experiences with Ouija boards if you have them. Drop your thoughts in the comments, and I will see you guys in my next video.